Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 17, and this is the season finale.
Season went by quick.
It did go by quick. I think
Yep.
Potomac was pretty good this season, to be quite honest with you. This one's called All Bark and No Bite, which I think is appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We start out with Karen getting ready for the Stacey fundraiser, and Ray asks if she's going to walk in the show. And Karen says, no, I'm not supporting Stacey, but I will support the cause.
Later in the episode, she does say, I'm supporting Stacey.
Oh, she did?
That?
No, I did not.
It's later in the episode, like when they're at the actual event.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you said when the show started, Karen.
No, it was not. Wendy calls up Karen to see if she would like to go to the White House with her for the filming of the Dr. Wendy show. And of course, she says yes.
Yes, she does.
We meet Stacey's friend AJ, and they are talking about her Strut for the Strays. And she's known AJ since she was a young girl in Chicago when she was a model. I did not know that.
Yeah, no, me neither. I mean, I figured she had some kind of modeling experience because she wound up on QVC.
Right.
But yeah, she was a cutie.
So she says she can't wait for AJ to meet TJ. He is not too keen on that.
All it was a 20-second FaceTime, and he was like, no.
Stacey's saying she doesn't have to have sex to be fulfilled, which, not when you're paying them,
Exactly.
Then we see Ashley at home with her boys, and her mom and sister show up with Uncle Lump.
Her mom looks great.
Her mom does look good. Her mom does. And Aunt Monica, they're celebrating Aunt Monica's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley lets them know that she will be officially divorced by next week, and that it has been 2 years since they've been separated, and she did have to wind up filing public. She didn't say if she went spicy or not, but
yeah,
the fact that he did what he needed to tells me she probably did go spicy.
So she had to put it as a public notice for him to get him to respond. He wasn't responding prior to that.
Right. I guess mediation is what they were doing. They were trying to do mediation, and that wasn't working.
I mean, it's a little outrageous for him to expect for her to never mention his name on the show. She has 2 children with him, and she's on a reality TV show. She doesn't have to say anything disparaging about him.
Right.
But she has to mention his name.
Right.
Especially since he's been on it. It's not like we don't know who he is.
Ashley's family likes Josh. They think she needs to get to know herself first. And if it's meant to be, he'll still be around because, she really hasn't, been alone.
Been on her own.
Right.
Did you watch What Happens Live?
I did.
So she basically said they're still casually dating.
Yes.
They're not exclusive. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good. And we see Giselle and her girls are outside. They're trying to plant that Christmas tree. Boy, that was quite the adventure, huh?
They have never planted a tree before, those 4.
No, they didn't even have the right tools. Like, that was not a shovel.
And then they pick up like an inch of dirt and then just plop the tree down. But I think they put a sign there. She must have landscapers, and they put like a sign there like, plant this tree. Basically.
Well, Giselle said she'd have her people take care of this.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll have my people take care of this.
That was enough work for the day.
Yeah. Wendy and her family are at the White House, and Karen shows up in support.
What an amazing experience for Wendy's kids, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so. I did not know that Corinne Jean-Pierre, the press secretary, was the first openly queer press secretary.
I didn't even know she was queer.
I didn't either.
I mean, that's the next thing I have written down. I had no idea.
Me neither. And that there were 34 press secretaries before her.
Now, why were there only 34 press secretaries if there were more presidents? Did the same press secretary cover?
They must have.
Multiple presidential runs.
Yeah, they must have. And I would think certain press secretaries didn't even make it through one presidential.
That's true.
Right?
And who knows when they started having a press secretary? I'm sure, we're not
Yeah.
going back to George Washington, obviously.
Right. I don't think he was having I don't think there was press.
Right.
Right.
There was no press. Right. So who knows when it started.
Yeah.
Eddie is so proud of Wendy, though.
Yes, he is so proud of Wendy. And even the press secretary, she was saying that, her number one champion and her mentor was her mom. And her mom wanted her to be like a doctor or a lawyer. And Wendy's like, well, I can relate to that because,
Yeah.
her mom really wanted her. Well, she is, she got her doctorate. So that was, good to see that interaction. I'm glad we got to see it.
Me too.
Then we're seeing they're getting ready for the Strut for Strays, and Vivian is there, and so is AJ and Stacey. Stacey's hairstyle, I guess her wig, is totally different. It did throw me a little bit too. I liked it though.
Loved it.
I did too. I
thought she looked fantastic. I loved the color. I loved the cut. I loved it.
I did too. I know she was getting a lot of heat for it. I guess
all clipping on her for it. I'm like, like a Little Orphan Andy? I don't think so.
No, I loved it. I did too.
Oh.
I mean, TJ specifically, he didn't seem who was he to make a comment about it?
I don't know, but when he said to AJ something about them being on the same team, like, what was he talking about? She probably told him afterwards, like, AJ said, AJ's calling us out for this not being
right.
something.
Right.
And that's why he said what he said.
I mean, was he implying that they were on Team Stacey or that they were on Team Gay?
I think he was saying Team Stacey. Clearly, they are both on Team Gay.
I mean, I just wanted to be clear.
On
what?
the show, I think he was saying, we need to basically, keep up the facade.
Okay.
So Team Stacey.
Okay.
But later,
right,
we're going to be on a different team together.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that was funny.
Did you see the gold-plated chest that Jassy was wearing? Remember that was a big thing? Remember Lori did a clip with it?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah. There were a couple different people who wore one. I actually, believe it or not, liked it the best on Teresa Giudice. I specifically remember that.
Yeah.
But Jassy looked nice too.
That's a hard thing to pull off.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, because you have to, I'm sure it's not custom. It wasn't custom made for you. But that has to fit a certain way.
Right.
For it to look good.
Exactly.
These women are all tiny who are wearing it, so.
That is true. So Stacey pulls Karen aside to see what's going on. Because she was surprised by her text. Karen said Mia was attacking her character and she didn't feel like Stacey had her back. Stacey said Mia was calling you a drunk and had a problem in Lake Norman, and I was there for you. I'm the one who stuck up for you in Lake Norman.
She has definitely stuck up for her a lot this season.
She absolutely has. But Karen says, you act like I've known your ass for a long time. I mean, what does that mean?
And exactly, what does that mean?
Right.
So why should she be dying on a cross for you if you don't know her that well?
Right. And
it has to go both ways.
Exactly. And Stacey's big thing was you were attacking me as a mother. If you were going after anything else, you were attacking her as a mother.
Right.
And, that's totally different ballgame. I'm not saying that she wasn't right.
Right.
But,
right.
That's why Stacey had her back. Then Karen said, what about your accusations? And Stacey said, well, I've never been to court. And in her confessional, Karen said Stacey went through the same stop sign 3 times. What does that mean?
Apples and oranges, Karen.
Apples, are you kidding me? Seriously?
Blowing a stop sign a couple of times and driving so drunk that you crash into a tree.
Right.
2 different things.
Absolutely. So Karen tells her that their friendship is on pause. Whatever. I'm sure she's fine with that.
She starts going in on her clothes and she brings out that scary scarecrow thing.
Yeah.
Karen's lost her mind a little bit, I think.
I think she has. I think at that point, I think she really thought that her lawyers had it under control.
I do too.
And I think that, she was just acting as business as usual.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think she ever thought for a second she was going to lose this.
No. Then we see Giselle show up, and she bought the dress from Vivian's shop that Stacey said no one could wear because they would look like Big Bird, which I thought was hysterical.
Well, what Stacey said was nobody's wearing that dress because I don't want anybody looking better than me. It's my event.
Yeah.
That's why she wouldn't let Wendy get it. And then Giselle went back and get it.
Yep.
Could you imagine if somebody did that to Giselle at her event?
I know. Well, she mentioned it on Watch What Happens Live. Did you see that? Because Andy asked her about it, and she said, yeah. And he goes, well, do you still have it? She goes, no, I gave it to Wendy. Wendy really wanted the dress, and she liked it.
Yep.
She goes, I just did it to be shady.
Right. And Robyn was like, what else did you expect from Giselle?
Right.
I'm not happy that Robyn was on Watch What Happens Live. And I know she was on because of Traders, but don't put this woman back on our TV. Don't, please.
You really have disdain for her, huh?
She lied right to Andy's face. Like, I called bullshit out, and she's just walking bullshit. So don't bring her back, please. I'm afraid if Karen doesn't come back, they're going to try to bring Robyn back.
Oh.
And then Giselle's going to go back to being the messy Giselle that we don't like.
I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens after the reunion.
I like Giselle without Robyn, personally.
I do too. Kiarn is telling Jacqueline and Mia that her and Greg need some space.
Did she say she moved out of the house?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she said she moved out or she was going to move out.
But either way, she's leaving the house.
Yeah, yes.
That's sad.
It is sad because, well, I don't know that he's right for her, and it's better that she find out now, to be honest with you, than further down the road. Ashley shows up, and she says that Stacey's wig looks like Annie. I don't think it looked like Annie. Mia thought it looked like Whitney Houston. It was giving Whitney Houston. I could actually see a little Whitney Houston, which, again, I didn't have a problem with.
Right.
Then Ashley tells Giselle that Stacey told her that Karen told her not to trust Wendy. And Giselle has been trying to tell Wendy this, and she wouldn't believe her. Giselle's like, I've been trying to tell her this for a very long time. And because it was coming from me, she wouldn't hear it.
Which I don't blame Wendy for that.
No.
Not too long ago, Giselle and Robyn were trying to put a narrative out there that Eddie was cheating on Wendy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't blame Wendy at all for not believing Giselle.
So they all go over to Karen, kind of, bring it out there. And Karen denies it, says, does this sound like me? Karen says they didn't meet at all because she says that they met before filming. And then she says, well, we met at, what was it called? Hook?
I didn't write it down.
Wait, I wrote it down. Hold on.
Breakfast place.
Yeah.
That serves alcohol.
Well, you got to bring your own.
Okay.
Tally Ho. It's called Tally Ho. But wait.
Isn't there one of those in Howell?
I don't know.
A Tally Ho? There's some. Maybe it's up north.
Okay.
Maybe it's up north.
Shouldn't trust Wendy. Self-absorbed. So Giselle goes over and says that, Stacey said that Karen said that you shouldn't trust Wendy, that she's self-absorbed and that Mia is not Potomac and stay away from her. Karen said, I did not say that. I did not say any of that. And Stacey says, yes, you did. Karen said, I never say that about Wendy. And Wendy in her confessional said, do I think Karen said that? I know that Karen said that.
Yep.
I was glad to hear that.
Me too. And then she said, if she had my life, maybe she'd be too self-absorbed too. That was awesome.
Yeah. And then Stacey said, well, we went to your favorite mom and pop place in Potomac, Tally Ho. Karen said, oh, yeah, that's right. This is the same place that Giselle went with Karen, and the waiter knew her order.
And made a point to come over and say she never drinks there.
Right. But the people at the other table were drinking. And Giselle said, I believe everything Stacey's saying. She talked about Wendy and Mia. Wendy said, I've been a good friend to Karen. And she has been a good friend to Karen.
Absolutely.
Stacey said, I've held on to what you have said about these ladies for months. And she has. She didn't break this out until the very end.
Nope.
And then she said, listen, I have a room full of people. I need to get the show going.
Karen is stupid. Like, you said all this stuff. Maybe she was drunk when she said it, but
yeah.
And all this girl did was stick up for Mia one time after defending you all season, and you get so jacked up over it. Now she's like, fuck it, I'll spill everything you ever said.
Yep.
And I don't blame her at all.
No, I don't blame her either.
But
I don't blame her either.
Come on, man. Learn how to play the game better.
I mean, she's been playing it long enough. You'd think she'd know how to play it, right?
She clearly doesn't.
Yeah. So then she's, announcing all the dogs and all the models. And Wendy has announced that she is adopting the dog that she is walking with.
Eddie's face was like, what?
Yeah. And Eddie's like, she has not ever walked the dog we already have.
That would be us. Oh my God, that's funny.
It was funny. So then at the end of the show, all the dogs and the ladies are out, and all of a sudden the smoke shoots out and the dogs start freaking out and the ladies are scared and the dogs start pooping. I mean, that was insanity.
It was insanity. And, we're not really pet people, you and I, but
Right.
Didn't you think that the reaction was a bit extreme?
The reaction.
Like, Karen, you have dogs. Talking about, I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about, adopting 2 dogs that are lab grown, but they're not going to live long.
Right.
I don't even know what she was talking about.
I know.
But you're vomiting in a garbage can because there's dog shit on the ground. You have dogs already. Oh, wait, no, she doesn't have dogs.
She doesn't have dogs. She wants to get 2 dogs.
Well, she better really think about it because dogs are going to shit in your house. So if you're going to vomit every time, you might really want to reconsider this decision.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised, too, that she had I don't think it was fake. Like, I think it was a real reaction.
I think it was a real reaction because they were upset with the DJ that he did that with the smoke.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame them. That's like startling if you don't know it's coming. And those poor dogs, and they hear, like, their ears are so sensitive. They hear so much louder than we do.
Yeah.
They were probably so scared, those little dogs.
Yeah, that was not.
It wasn't their fault.
No.
Did you hear Stacey say philanthropist? Philanthropist?
Oh, philanthropist? No, I did not hear her say that.
And Giselle goes, that's why she got fired from Fox. So funny. She's a philanthropist.
Oh, gosh.
Philanthropist, yeah.
So that was pretty much it. And then we have...
It's funny because our notes went right along with each other's.
But then I have everyone's closing lines. So
Okay.
I'll give you those. Kiarna and Greg tried moving into their new home together, but Kay moved out soon after. Kay stands by her girl math and still expects a ring in early 2025.
Well, we are in early 2025, Kay.
Yep. Ashley is still casually dating Josh, but her priorities are healing and thriving as an almost single woman and drag king. Giselle is now officially an empty nester and loving it. She has rekindled things with, I can't pronounce his name, Namse.
Oh, Namzi, yeah.
And is open.
That's nice.
Yes, and is open to him taking a dip in her love lagoon. Okay, I didn't need to know that. Wendy has a new position teaching her class on reality TV at Wesleyan University. She's enjoying being self-absorbed because that's in her own life. Stacey's in the final stage of her divorce with that burden almost lifted. She's looking forward to a very unstiff 2025. I know what that meant.
No mention of TJ, though.
No mention of TJ. Me and Gordon spent New Year's Eve together with their kids. She and Ink broke up a month prior, but as the saying goes, Ink is never gone for good. And then 5 months later, we see Karen walking into the court.
Mm-hmm.
And then 12 hours later, the jury reached a verdict. On December 19th, 2024, Karen Huger was found guilty of a DUI and other charges, including negligent driving. After Karen's verdict was reached, police body cam footage from the night of the arrest was released to the public. Her sentencing is scheduled for February 20. She faces up to 2 years in prison. And that's how it ended.
So we know from the coming attractions of the reunion that Ashley, I think, brings up, like you had said, that somebody else was in the car with her and they fled.
Yes.
So there is a possibility she wasn't driving.
Yes.
So maybe that is what she thought she was going to get off on, like that they couldn't prove she was driving the car. But if they can't prove she wasn't driving the car.
Well, you think she would have turned in the person that was in the car with her that ran. If there, in fact, somebody was in the car with her and fled the scene.
Right.
That would be her out.
Right. That would also be her public downfall and humiliation.
Well, I think the body cam footage pretty much covered that. I mean,
yeah. I don't like the whole police body cam footage being released.
I don't either.
And I mean that on a local level too, because I've seen body cam footage of like people we know that have gotten,
Gotten released.
I don't like it.
I don't
I
like
think
it either.
that's a huge invasion of privacy. And I get it. These people are breaking the law, but that it's very damaging to someone.
Yeah. No, it is. It is damaging. I
I don't think
agree.
it should be legal.
But it is legal because it's part of the case and it's
Yeah.
public, it's public information.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then on Watch What Happens Live, like you said, it was Giselle and Robyn. Andy did confirm that Giselle gave Karen the name of Grand Dame, despite what she said at the,
To the cop.
police.
Who
Yeah,
could care less?
right. Robyn was not surprised by the guilty verdict or the body cam footage. She said it's kind of like, when she would call me at 10 o'clock in the morning. And Andy was like, really? And she's like, yeah. One of the questions that was asked is, Robyn a better business partner or Ashley? And obviously Giselle said Robyn because she was there. They're still in business, and Ashley and her have changed their business several times. Giselle also said that she doesn't think Mia and Ink are broken up, and Ashley said the same thing.
Yes, she did.
It's just a publicity stunt. Andy asked Robyn who she would like to see, what Bravo celebrity she'd like to see on Traitors, and I loved her answers, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
She would like to see Erica Jane. She would like to see Nene Leakes, and she would like to see Ramona just for fun. I mean, Ramona would be hysterical, and she would be killed first, for sure.
Yeah. I
For
don't know
sure.
how the game's played, but if somebody's getting killed first and Ramona's on the show, it's going to be Ramona.
So I just started watching this season because I had never watched Traitors before.
Yeah, me neither.
And because there were so many housewives on it and everybody was talking about it, my mother and my sister called me. They're like, are you watching this Traitors thing? I was
do
like,
they watch it?
they do. They started.
Okay.
Yeah, so they started watching. I said, I'll watch it. There's not been that many episodes. You should give it a shot. It's really not that bad. I wanted to see what it was all about. I didn't know what the premise was. Like, what's a traitor? What's a faithful? How does it work? It's not that complicated. And I liked it for something different.
Right. I'll give it a shot.
And then we see that Giselle gave the dress to Wendy, which I already mentioned that.
Yeah.
On other news, I was watching Extra just now, and there's a whole big thing going on with the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
Mm-hmm.
It was in court today, and Justin's team dropped a website called thelawsuitinfo.com, and on that website, he's dropped all these exhibits and text messages and
between he and Blake Lively.
Yes.
I mean, I'm listening to Emily and Shane Simpson part 2.
Okay.
Just started it. They were talking about how and this apparently is in text messages, which is why I brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to change a scene. Now, she never read the book.
Right. You're right. I told you that.
And she wanted to change a scene, and he was very respectful and was like, maybe we could find like a compromise or something. But so this is what I've decided to do, and then I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to read the book.
Okay.
And then I'm going to watch the movie.
Okay.
I want to see the differences, because then I want to see if one, I like the differences, and two, if the differences are Blake Lively's choice.
Okay.
Because she clearly wanted to change a lot.
Yeah, but from what I can gather, Colleen Hoover was on board with all of that.
She's going to go with the big name.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I do.
Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively. I mean, she's not as big of a star as Ryan Reynolds. Her husband's a bigger star than she is, but...
Yeah, I haven't listened to the second part of Shane and Emily yet. Did they mention anything about Deadpool?
No, not yet. But I think I must have seen somewhere else that...
Candace Owens, or even Bethany. So these Deadpool characters that he's been doing, like mocking Jason Baldoni, like it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff that he's been doing.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds. Like, I really think Ryan Reynolds is behind this. I really do.
For sure. I think you're right.
I think that then yesterday, Heather McDonald was talking about it too. I saw it on the news. He staged like a fake, like
a paparazzi thing.
paparazzi thing.
Like people
where
were like swarming around him to get his autograph.
to sign his merchandise, like with
Come
the
on.
blue Sharpie and like all this like crazy stuff that they're explaining. Like, you know, they always sign in black. The reason they don't sign in colors is because for reproduction, you know, purposes. And I'm like, this is insane.
Yep.
Like, this is insane. And then they were
Yeah.
in court
And
today.
whole Taylor Swift thing. I don't understand how she plays a role.
So I guess in her complaint, well, first of all, when they had the meeting at her apartment, remember they had to have a meeting before she went
Yes.
back to work? When they had the meeting at her apartment, Taylor Swift showed up. Now, I think Taylor Swift showed up because the meeting should have been over and she was just going there to see Blake because they're friends.
Right.
But she showed up and they were in the middle of this meeting. So she was stuck in this like awkward position. And she wrote a song, I think, for the movie. Taylor Swift wrote a song for the movie. Part of her complaint, or in the text messages, I'm not sure exactly which, she referred to like Ryan and Taylor like as her dragon and something else, like helping her fight the fight. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
It's really weird.
It's very weird. This whole thing is very weird. And I cannot believe that this is getting so much media attention. It's insane.
I know. And doesn't it kind of lead you to believe that it's like a distraction from something else?
Well, yeah, but what?
I don't know.
I mean, is it a distraction because we've just had 2 airplanes crash?
Right.
Like, is it a distraction from, you know, we have a new president? Like, what is it a distraction?
And not only do we have airplanes crashing, the drones were here first. Don't you think the
Right.
drones have something to do with fucking with our air traffic control?
So we have
Where
drones.
planes are crashing?
Right. We have the drones. We have the fires in California.
Right.
We have 2 planes crashing. We have the helicopter. We have the Blake Lively thing that we're talking about nonstop on every channel.
Which, by the way, listen, I really hope I don't get any heat for this, but there are people in North Carolina who are still suffering from Hurricane Helene.
Yes.
They have not seen a dime. I don't watch the Grammys. I have zero interest in the Grammys, but I wound up on that channel last night, not realizing it. And then Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars came on to perform. And I personally really like their new song together.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept it on. But they started singing California Dreaming. And, you know, it was very overdramatic. And then a QR code came on the screen to help the victims of the LA fires. Now, I understand that there were middle class and lower class people affected by this. I understand that. And those people 100% should get aid. And I'm not saying the other people shouldn't get aid as well. However, most of the people affected by those fires are the Hollywood elites who have multiple homes.
I don't know if that's true, though, because there was like 30,000 homes. It was the number of homes. I mean, it's no other natural disaster has devastated that many homes.
Really? That's like a fact?
I think so. 30,000 homes.
I just feel like it was on the Grammys because of who was affected. Let's put it that way.
It definitely was. I mean, listen, that's where they're, you know, that's.
But
yes.
What about the people in North Carolina, for crying out loud?
Yeah, I agree.
And, you know, again, I know that other people other than the Hollywood elites were affected by the fires. I'm not naive. I'm not ignorant. I just hope that everyone affected by these natural disasters, the fires, and Hurricane Helene get some help. That's all. I mean, during Sandy, we were, you know, out of our house for 11 days. In other people's homes, safe and comfortable. And I was still distraught. And, you know, I didn't lose my house. I just couldn't be there because it was fucking freezing and I had no heat.
Right. Exactly. So I guess it really depends on like what. So not a lot of people died in the fires. It's that they lost homes. Yes, absolutely. Thank God. So the natural disasters that killed people would be like the 1931 China floods. So that killed to 3.7 million people. They don't even know how many.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yes. And then hurricanes in Galveston, in the 1900s, that killed 12,000 people, but it destroyed 3,600 homes. So the death toll in the fires was not as great, but the property damage.
Sure.
So I guess, obviously property is not more valuable than lives. So,
no, but when it's your only asset, my home is my only,
Right.
So,
no, 100%. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely North Carolina needs to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
So somebody should have a fundraiser for North Carolina.
Right.
And I think maybe the country music people can do that. Right? Aren't the country music awards coming up soon? I don't know.
I don't even want to say what I'm going to say about that because I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for it. But the country music fans have to be pissed off that Beyonce won Country Music Album of the Year.
Sure.
I mean, give me a fucking break, Grammys. This is why I won't watch it. And Eric was like, Song of the Year was by Kendrick Lamar, basically the song calling Drake a pedophile. Like, this is what we're giving as Song of the Year? Co-signing that another artist that you've awarded Grammys to is a pedophile.
Yeah, great.
Like, doesn't that seem a little effed up?
Well, how about the fact that Ye showed up at the red carpet with his wife, and she took off her jacket and she had on her see-through dress, so she was there naked. Until they left. They left after the red carpet because he wasn't going, even though he was nominated, but he already knew he wasn't winning because they announced those awards before the ceremony.
Right. Somebody put the funniest meme up on Facebook. It's somebody he has his arms out, but they're not holding anything. And it says Kanye's new present for his wife. I forget her name.
I forget her name too.
Yeah, but he's holding nothing. The new outfit Kanye bought his wife. Did you see Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, with the castle on his head?
I did not, but I did see that Will Smith was there. I just saw it on like Extra or something.
Yeah, look that one up.
Oh, he had a castle on his head?
It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh.
Like, I want to go back to when Prince and Michael Jackson, come on. I can't do it anymore.
I know. I know. I don't watch it either. I did not watch it. I did want to see the fashion, so I was looking around because I like to see the fashion, but honestly, I didn't even see anything that like, oh my gosh, that's great. I didn't love anything.
I thought I'm not a huge fan, but I thought Taylor Swift looked beautiful. She really does look beautiful in red.
Oh, that red
dress. And I liked her dress. She's the only one I saw that really stood out. And then, I saw Ye and his wife wearing nothing. And then Jaden Smith with the castle on his head. And then his sister Willow was there with a long coat and basically wearing a bra and underwear underneath it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's all I saw. Again, I have no interest. I just happen to like that Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga song that's out now. So I thought that's what they were going to sing. And they did a great job at California Dreaming. It was just very overdramatic, overdramatic.
All right. And I guess there's nothing else. I mean, we don't have Potomac next week. So.
Oh, right. Because of Super Bowl.
And then the week after that, we will have the reunion, which I am very much looking forward to. So what I think I'll do is we have a Wendy Williams episode. We can drop that next Thursday when we would normally drop Potomac.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Right. And I would like to also put the word out there. I'm not sure exactly when Atlanta is coming back, but I think it's coming back soon. Kelly's not really that into Atlanta. So if anyone would like to recap Atlanta with me, please reach out and we can get you on the pod and we can talk about Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get a date for you. I mean, I should have looked it up, but I'm sorry, I'm slacking.
It's not tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow.
Real quick, I just want to address something. We did our sprinkle cookie review and we posted it, and somebody commented that, of course we're going to say we like them because we're friends with the Gorgas.
Yes.
We are not friends with the Gorgas. We've met the Gorgas.
Yes.
We'd
like to be friends. We'd like to be friends with the Gorgas.
We'd love to be friends with the Gorgas. Again, I've said it before. I'd love to be invited to Christmas Eve with the Gorgas. But we're not friends with the Gorgas. We like the Gorgas, and we just call bullshit out when we say it. So we're not defending the Gorgas. We're just calling out bullshit when we say it.
And we really
other castmates.
We did like the sprinkle cookies.
We did like the sprinkle cookies. I stand by it. They were not crumbly at all. They were very soft. And that's what I like in a sprinkle cookie.
That's it.
Yep. That's all.
All right. Until next time, thank you for watching and listening to We Why Whenever. Bye.
Bye.